Hello, here's my Meccha Chameleon painting tutorial. Just getting straight into it. Number one, this is a set of tips. Number one, people always get this wrong. You need to hide your silhouette. So the default pose is this. Not this, it's like this. There we go. People are looking out for this. Number one, people know to look for the legs and the head. And no matter what you do, you can kind of blend in, but I think you can add an extra touch of delinquency by changing form, and this one is the second popular, but I think people are less likely to see it. And the benefit of this is, especially in paintings, is you see where the legs are, so they have a little bit of shape to them, a little bit of depth, and you want to hide that within maybe some line of the painting to sort of obscure the detail. So I can here just about use this dark line to try and, you know, cover that gap. It's not perfect, but I think it does a good job. Second painting tip, don't do little bits and then, you know, cobble it together. Don't do this, because depending on what hunting time you've got and the rest, you can quickly get bogged in the details. So I recommend just sampling, you know, at most, I don't know, like 8 colors. Just get the fundamentals in, because just regardless, whatever happens, you want to make sure you're at least basically camouflaged. Right, not perfect, but this is when you now start to round it out. And what you want to do is put your sRGB on. That won't change your palette colors, but it will make the color you're using up here way more realistic. And now you're just gonna just literally smack it around, just really try and layer in those colors now. This is where you can get a bit more thicky, but I've got a pro tip which you'll thank me for in a second, which will save you a lot of time. All right, I'm just gonna make up a coastline, I think. Don't do too much detail here, because it's very obvious that you are not the coastline, and no one knows really what the painting actually was, so you're kind of fine as long as you pretty much blend in. All right, tip number 3, whatever I'm on now, comes the, all right, don't laugh at my painting. I'm literally trying to do 3 things at once. I've already tried to record this once and it got messed up. I left my camera on and I don't want you to see me right now. Right, number 3, opacity. So in this box here, the double F is the intensity of your brush, essentially. So a number between 10 and 99 will change the opacity. So lower, like 22 is quite low, it's about 20%. And you can see it does add these little triangles. However, remove all the metallic. I don't know why sometimes it will add metallic doing this. And you can kind of just start trying to blend. You want to kind of do this a bit fast at the beginning. And if you sample another color, it will reset. Sometimes it's easier just to reset it than it is to like sample another color. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's just, I can't figure out how to make this color in here, so I'm just gonna, oh my gosh, so I'm just gonna sample it. Did that even work? It didn't. Okay, this, you got to be careful, because sometimes you can very quickly like outdo what you've just spent so long doing. So I'm gonna put 11 here, just try and, right, I don't know what the metallic is doing. Right, be mindful of that. That might mess you up. It's sampling metallic from the painting. Okay, another tip, and this is because, all right, that's kind of bad, but right, you can imagine it. Imagine I actually spent some time on that. I wasn't trying to talk while I was doing it. All right, whatever. Just get it in there. Turn around. You'll never know. And this is, so you see how the light is catching here. Ideally, you don't have to worry about that, but this is what roughness is for. keep using the wrong buttons. So roughness is how shiny you are. More 1 means you are so rough. As like a texture, you absorb the light. No roughness means you reflect that light back. You become like shiny, radiant, glossy in a way. And this is a 3D modeling video game kind of design term. Metallic is what it says on the tin. You add metallic and you become mirror-like. So whereas roughness makes you shiny, you can have all rough and all metal, and this way you become... Now all metal with no roughness is like a darker regular color. There's kind of no real reason to it, so if I just disable metallic and do a half and half, that's it. So no metal means regular color, whatever color you selected. Add the metal on and you go dark. Take the roughness off and you go reflective. Take the metallic out, add no roughness, and now you become glossy. Right, this isn't really relevant, especially on painting maps, unless... Alright, this is the worst example. I'll just stand here. I'm going to sample this. It knows it's metallic and gold, and that is probably not shiny enough. It's just sampling the map, the textures in the map. There we go. Now, if you're going to do that, that's great. You're going to get found immediately. But, I mean, maybe not. Right, another trick is using the shape of your body and clones. Like this. You can very quickly hide in plain sight. And this, I believe, is the true nature of Meccha Chameleon. Is not this. Is not this. This I feel like is too much. This is now hide and seek, and that is not... everyone can do this, and it's easy, fine. If you run out of ideas, it's the last place to go. But it's not the spirit of the game, and I think that's maybe someone who's not very fun at parties kind of take. But I think the best thing is just being like... I mean, not this, because this is silly. You'll be found immediately. But basically plain sight hiding. Right? You want to be there. You want people to actually see you. And I think that's what I mean by playing the game. Is being good at the game is getting lots of points, which means being seen. Having no points at the end means you're not really playing correctly. And that's kind of my hot take. Alright, I'm going to switch to a different body type now. Okay, we're so back. I'll just go back straight to it. Hiding in plain sight, number 1. Right, I'm not going to paint myself this time. I will. You do this, bash bosh, not that colour. Right, and then you clone, and then you run. You run much faster than that. And whatever you can do to look architectural, I think that's my big tip. My big tip. Also, duplicating your body has an added bonus of doubling or tripling your points, but also letting you have more ways of being seen. So if someone's looking over here, I'm collecting points for this guy in the middle, just in case you can't see it. And if someone looks here, I collect points for both of these. And then likewise, if someone's here, there's a few points if people are looking. You know, this is kind of hunt height. Then I'm kind of maximizing my points. If you know the map, if people are, know the maps, then you can't do things like this. Because they kind of know, and more experienced players know to look out for this weird shape. But on the whole, hiding in plain sight is pretty devious. Another trick I have, not trick, is the become something repetitive. People don't like looking at stuff if they think they know what it looks like. This is Psychology 101. And this is probably do with the smaller body, to be fair. The one stage down, because this is level 3. People don't look at stuff if they know what it is. And people think, oh, that's a bit of railing, I know what that is. And they don't expect you to be the railing. That's basically it. Be part of the set rather than part of pot of something else. And especially, I think shades like brown. I mean, I can see myself perfectly fine here, but I know to look for it. But you didn't notice the person under the chair, did you? That's because there isn't one. I made that up. But you're like, whoa. That's what I mean. If you're not looking, you just don't see it. Right? Tricked you. But I think colours, unless you're amidst colourful noise, like this, you're not going to stand out too much. This, you're not standing out amongst brown. And people are going to be in the piano. They're going to be looking at the balloons. They're going to be looking around behind here, under tables. Going to go under the chairs. They're going to look maybe through this. This is a popular YouTuber spot at one point, I think. And then they're going to like run out. And if they're coming upstairs, they're looking up there. They're going to come around here. And they're going to come around here. And did you see it? Sometimes when they come right to the end, they might think, nope, I'm going to jump down. And there you go. You've narrowly escaped death. Don't steal my hiding spot, guys. Alright, I'm going to do another trick. This is another tip for hiding in plain sight, and this uses clones significantly more. Is this, and there's going to be no good example on this map, is there? This might work in here. Alright, I don't want to take too long because it's not a real game and I don't want to waste your time. Pretend right now that this is a cabinet. It is a cabinet. Pretend it's an electronic device. And what I'm going to do is pretend to be like an exhaust fan. Am I too big for that? I'm too big for that. What about this? Right. Okay, maybe with a smaller body. I'm going to do something else. Alright, hear me out. Hear me out. There is a ventilation. There's an aircon unit up here. Just take my word on it. Does that look like an aircon unit? I did this on the Osaka map, on the like conditioning units on one of the buildings, and nobody saw me. The trick is just be there. Alright. I'm gonna take this, make it a bit metallic, make it all metallic. People don't look at things if they know what it is. I hope this advice is making sense. Right, there's a lot more you can do to detail this. Oh, I really wish you could lock your rotation and just then move. Right, this works, trust me, on very specific maps. But let's say you're coming around, you know, you're checking the mats. Oh, I should have gone in here. This, you know, just sit on there. Blend into this. Be like the exhaust that goes into the wall there. In fact, can I run over? I didn't even get to show you the... Right, imagine. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Alright. What do you see when you walk in this room, other than the very obvious man on the wall? You are looking here, you're checking the paintings, checking the stairs, you're going up, you're looking for the cactus dude. You're going under the table, shelves, check some wall. You're going under the chair, you're looking around, you're doing a quick glance, and you're right off. I didn't see anyone. Because this, if you painted it nice and you went in the right bit, you would think, that's just there. That is just, like this wardrobe, when you were looking in this room, you didn't think the wardrobe was fake. I didn't think these cardboard boxes were fake. Because I know, you just know. It's the brain. Psychology. Right, am I too big? No, look at this. Okay. Right, and this is where the shape of the body can defy you. However, maybe you can make it work. There's also some great... Maybe that. There we go. Alright. Not perfect. Do you see me? Do you see me? I mean, yes, you do, because you've just seen me do it, but are you even like, when you're looking for a dude, And there, and that therein is my painting tips. I think that's all I've got to say. Just gonna rattle my brain. Oh, here we go. Bonus tip. You didn't expect this one, did you? Bonus tip: use your body and poses far more interestingly than you think. I think a lot of these poses don't get used. I have personally used this one significantly, especially on the Greece map, I think it's called. I won't tell you where, but I just pretend to be wood, and you do a few clones, not like this, but you know, in a ceiling. Actually, can I? All right, you do a few. Right, let's pretend. Let's pretend I'm like some kind of. Next, this one is also pretty good. I use this a lot on the Penguin Hotel map by pretending to be a suitcase. They see some suitcases in spawn hiding up against the other luggage. And let me tell you, I've been last man standing a few times by being luggage. And you just do this. And ideally what I also do is I try and negate the legs cavity like this. Right, it's kind of rough, but you paint the body. You be a slightly smaller body and you sit within luggage and you paint the buckles on this side. And I swear to God, you don't believe me because it just sounds ridiculous, but I never get seen unless I get that badly timed automatic whistle where somebody has no other option than to like, woo, it must be here. Oh, there's a weird shape. I've just noticed a weird shape. So that is pro tip. Let me get back into the body. There's also other poses. This one I don't have much use for, but you could be a thing, you know, if you can hide part of it. Another thing I've done is hide my body with my own body. So this won't make a lot of sense, but you can basically do more of yourself to hide the fact that you were even a person. Right, and let me just find. I'm just making this up now as I'm going. Trying to make it relatively believable. What is this shape? Alright, try not to have the legs exposed. I find the legs and the gaps between the legs being exposed is the biggest culprit. Alright, bad example. But you can't ignore the flashing. Oh, that's just me being given away. Other than the legs, you wouldn't necessarily know that that is a silhouette of a person. And I think that is also the trick, is to just not look like a person or a body, 2, be very well painted. And then top tip number 3, to be a good Meccha Chameleon player, don't hide under tables and chairs and in the crevices and gaps between hay bales. If you're not getting points at the end of the game, you're not really playing it right. That is my hot take. I will die with that. I think Meccha Chameleon is not prop hunt. Well, prop hunt, even then you hide in plain sight to the most degree, right? But it's just not hide in the most discreet way. It's become invisible. And that's not by obscuring yourself with other objects, but more so the point of the game, the main premise, the thing that pops up is you paint yourself. If you're not interacting with the paint in a meaningful way, I think you're just not making full advantage of the game. And then just to end off, before I press end recording, I'm going to show you what fishnets look like on a Meccha Chameleon dude. Here you go. Hope you enjoyed that. There it is. There's my painting lesson. There it is, fully fishnetted up, and that's the opacity brush giving you that weird wireframe. Okay, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.